Assalamu alaikum boys and girls, how are you today? Welcome back to a new lesson with Play and Learn Arabic with Koko. Have you been practicing? Good, because from now on practicing is very, very important. The more you practice, the faster you're gonna get into the reading. And don't stop. Now we are just like an airplane. You know, you keep the airplane, just driving on the what do you call it? I don't know that's English term for it, but in they call it a runway, I think. So you drive a little bit and slow speed, and then increase the speed, and then at a point it just becomes very, very fast and takes off. Now we are in a fast process, or the fast step where the airplane now in the runway, very, very fast and getting ready to take off. So can you imagine stopping the airplane at that stage? You're gonna crash. You just all of a sudden hit the brake, the airplane is gonna take like a big bump. You're gonna have a big bump, and then you're gonna slow down, and you cannot fly unless you go back again and do what? Again, go on the runway slowly and then speed up. So the same thing, do not stop. You are now about to take off. Your airplane, your Arabic airplane is about to take off. If you stop, you're gonna have a big bump and you have to start over again. So never, never stop, no matter what. Do it every day, okay? Today, my friends at home here, they have been practicing all their short vowels. And I got a headache the whole time. They're singing a, u, I, ba, bu, bi, and they're playing games together and they're competing. And so do Koko. He all of the time he's cooking a, u, I, ba, bu, bi, and making words, and gave me a headache. But it's a good headache, okay? I hope you're making headache to your parents too by alphabet. Okay, today we're gonna start lesson 2, and lesson 2 is similar to lesson 1. Similar to the short vowels, but if you confuse them, you're going to confuse the word, and the word is going to give a wrong meaning. So I expect that you pay very good attention, okay? Because lesson 2 is very, very important, and you cannot skip a word while reading without finding a word in Quran or in Arabic doesn't have a short vowel. And maybe every other word you're gonna find a word with a long vowel, but there's no word in the Quran in Arabic doesn't have a short vowel. And so we will start today the next for lesson 2 and new rules with the Arabic letters. Okay, are you ready, my friends? Are you ready? So let's go and see Koko what's up to. Assalamu alaikum, Koko. How are you? You've been practicing all week? That's great. My friends at home also, they've been practicing all week. And also my friends at home, they've been practicing all week. So we will continue today and pick up from what we have left last week, okay? Today we have something, as I said earlier, similar to your short vowels. And this we call it long vowels, or in Arabic we call it al-mad al-tawil. Remember, last time we had short vowels, or al-mad al-qasir. Qasir means short, tawil means long. And we had for the short vowels symbols, but for our long vowels we're going to have letters. Yep, we have 3 letters for long vowels, and we call them Huroof mad, the elongation letters, because you make the sound longer when you have them. And these 3 letters are alif, call them what? We call them huroof al-mad. Okay? Huroof al-mad. Alif, waw, and ya. But it's very important. Wherever you see a long vowel letters, it has to be preceded by a short vowel symbol. There is no mad letter without a short vowel comes before it. And while we practice on this today, I'm going to show you two tricks. When you see these two tricks, you will know this is a long vowel letter. It is not a regular letter, because we say alif sound ah, wow sound w from the mouth, right? From our lips, and ya sound ya, right? And the makhraj for the ya is the middle of your tongue. Remember, ay. The makhraj for your wow is from the lips, and the makhraj of the alif, we call hamza, is the bottom of your throat. But the long vowels, they have a different makhraj, and we call this makhraj jawf. The jawf is the empty space in your chest and your mouth, because they make you don't move your lips. E, ooh, you feel it's coming from inside the empty space in your mouth or your this area. Ooh, e, and they give us the sound of long vowels. So huruf al-mad, alif, waw, and ya, or the letters of the mad, or the letters of elongation, they're always preceded by either fatha or dhamma or kasra, depending on the letter. If you have a letter alif, what corresponds with a in short vowels? Yes, what corresponds with a is kasra. Okay? Kasra correspond with a. Fatha. Fatha. What correspond with dhamma? With waw? Dhamma. I'm confused. And what correspond with the ya? E, kasra, e. So what correspond with the ya is the kasra. So whenever I see alif, and before it any letter that has a fatha, and the alif doesn't have any symbol on it, then this alif is a long vowel alif, and I have to pronounce the letter that has the fatha longer. If I have a word and I found the letter waw, the waw doesn't have any haraka or symbol on the top, and the letter before the waw on the right side has dhamma, this is a clue that this is a long vowel waw, and it's going to be either boo, to, whatever. And I'm going to use the same sound on the letter that have the dhamma and make it longer. If you found a letter ya that has no any haraka on top, and the letter before it on the right side has a kasra, this is a clue that this is a long vowel ya, and I just make that letter sound, the kasra sound a little bit longer. So kind of like the fatha and alif are a buddy. They help each other to make long sound. Waw and dhamma, they're also buddies, and ya and kasra, they're also buddies. So they always come together. You cannot see a long vowel without the kasra. Okay? Okay? But you can see short vowels without long vowels. But you cannot see any long vowels without short vowels comes before them. So to translate this into reality, let us practice and see what do we mean. If I have a letter ba, okay, and I have a letter alif, and there's a fatha on the back. This means there's a ba has a fatha followed by letter alif with no symbol or haraka on top, I will know right away this is a long vowel alif. And as I said, long vowels comes from the jawf, empty space in your chest, throat, and ooh, e, like that. So if I want to read this, if I divided the ba fatha by itself is how many second? I say ba, one haraka. Okay. For the long vowels, they are a double longer. So instead of having one haraka, it's going to be two haraka. There's the time it takes to open one finger, okay, from a closed fist. So if I have to open two haraka, I'm going to open two fingers. So it's going to be ba, ba. If I want to do short vowel fatha, ba. Okay, long vowel alif with fatha, ba, ba. It takes 2 seconds. So you need to practice how to differentiate between the short vowels and the long vowels. You need to know how to ba, ba, boo, boo, bi, bi, and that's how it goes. Because if you made the fatha longer, it's going to give a different meaning to the word. Especially if you're reading the Quran, it's not good to change the meaning of the word in the Quran. So you need to pay attention, because there is no word in the Quran that doesn't have short vowel. So at least to what I know, mainly at least we find at least one short vowel in the word. So let's practice again with letter, say Jim. It's going to be Jim and Alif and the Fatha. So how going to be this? You're going to be the Jim by the Fatha by itself, you're going to be Ja, one haraka. If I added the Alif, okay, the Alif doesn't have any symbol or any haraka on top, preceded by a Fatha, it is a long vowel Alif. So it's going to be Ja, two haraka. Ja, Ba, Ja, and so on and so forth. And all the alphabet are like Ba, Ja, Da, A, Kha, Za, Ra, two harakas. But the rule for long vowels are long sound. Long vowels are, the rule for long vowels is long sound. 2 haraka or 2 seconds. Okay, so the first one, we saw the first long vowel was the alif, and the alif goes with the fatha. Fatha comes before it, alif has no symbol, then it's a long vowel alif. Let's see about the waw. If you have the letter ba again, okay, letter ba again, and you have a waw next to it, this waw doesn't have any symbol on top or haraka, but the ba has a small dhamma. This is called, as we know last class, dhamma. So if a letter waw has no symbol, has no haraka on top, and preceded by a dhamma, this waw is going to be a long vowel waw. And instead of saying boo, together going to be boo, 2 haraka. Same thing if I have letter Jim, and I wanted to do this. So this is waw with no symbol or haraka on top, preceded by a short vowel dhamma. This is a long vowel waw. So instead of saying ju, when I read together, it's going to be what? Ju, 2 haraka. Boo, ju. Long vowel alif, ba, ja. Long vowel waw, boo, ju, and so on. Let's do with the long vowel ya. Again, I'm going to have letter ba and ya and letter jim and letter o. Yeah. Okay, So here going to be kasra and kasra. So here you have a letter ya. It has no symbol on it, no harka. I don't know is it a long vowel or not. Let me look before it. There's a kasra before it, so there's a clue. 100% this is a long vowel. So I'm going to say, if it's by itself, you're going to read B, one haraka. You have a ya long vowel, make it double, B. Same thing for the Jim kasra. G, ya has no haraka on top, preceded by kasra, G, G, and so on. Isn't that easy? It's just like figuring things out, understanding it very well, and then application. So you need to do a lot of practice putting any letter in the alphabet and put a long vowel after any long vowel, and figure out what short vowel comes before that. And this way, by practicing, you will remember. It's just training your eyes when you read the word. As soon as you see the alif, waw, or ya, they are like empty. They have no any haraka on top of them or beneath them. Your eye move directly. Already you are reading. So you already read the letter before has a kasra. And then I see a ya. I'm just going to make it longer. Okay? By the practice or by time, you will get a good hand on this. Okay, so let's practice now with real words. So I want to write words that have meaning. So let's write okay, can we read this? See this, the alif and the fatha goes together. The alif doesn't have any haraka on top. Preceded by fatha, this is a long vowel alif. It's going to be ba, bu, ba, bu. See how this is longer than this? Because there is no wow here. If there's a wow, I'm going to make ba, bu. But there's no wow. So it's going to be ba fatha alif, ba, two haraka, and ba dhamma, bu, babu, babu. Babu means a door. Let's write ha. And let me write this. Because I keep the red color that goes the long vowel with the haraka before. So kha fatha kha, ra dhamma and wow long vowel ru, kha ru, fa dhamma fu. See, kha ru fu, kha ru fu, kharufu. Ru means a lamb. Kharufu. And again, the ra has a dhamma. Tajweed rule: when the ra has a dhamma, it is letter. It has it's a tafkhim letter. Ru. You do it with tafkhim. Ru, fat letter. Ru, ra, ru. And when it has kasra, it is the raqiq letter is going to be ri. So here I'm going to go kharufu. Don't say kharu. No, it's not ru. It's kha. Kha. Rufu. Kha is tafkhim also. Kha. Rufu. Let's do one more word with the kasra. So Okay, can we read this? Sin fatha is what? Sa. Ra kasra what? Ri. But they have a long vowel that follows. It's going to be longer. I'm going to make the kasra longer because they're the long vowels. So, ri, sa, ri, ru, sariru. So here 1 haraka, 2 haraka, and 1 haraka. Sa, ri, ru. So this is going to be together. 2 haraka. Sa, 1 haraka. This 2 haraka. Ru, 1 haraka. Sa, ri, ru. Again for this gonna be together. 2 haraka and 1 haraka. Ba, bu, ba, bu. And for this word here, it's gonna be 1 haraka, 1 haraka, and 2 haraka. It's gonna be kha-roofu, kha-roofu. And that's how it goes with the long vowels. So it's very, very, very important to know the difference between the short vowel and the long vowels. It's very important to know that the long vowels always have to come with the short vowel. And the short vowel always comes before the long vowel, and the long vowel will not have any haraka or symbol on top. Okay, it is double the sound of the short vowel. But there is something also is very important I wanted to mention here. When you have to write a word in English, suppose I want to write a word, maybe kitab in English. Sometimes some people, they need to write the Quran in English, which I don't like it because a lot of letters they just change. But suppose you know the sound, but you just want to write it in English. So to understand, if I have a word kitab, kitab, I'm going to write it maybe in ki. How are you going to do? Ki is kasra, ki, right? Ta is ta is fatha, ta. If I want to add a long vowel or to be able to pronounce this as a long vowel, I have to add one more A. And then I write a B. It's going to be what? Kitab. Kitab, or a book. If I didn't write the double A, according to the rule of short vowels, and if I wrote one A only, and I know ta is a short vowel, fatha, I'm going to read it kitab, kitab. People are not going to understand. There's a lot of things that really frustrate me when I see it in Islamic studies books or some books. They write the dua or they write some names this way, or they just put the symbols. The symbols need some grown up to understand. And this means long. So there's a line they put it, and there's different ways to you have to study these letters and the signs on them in English to do it right. But if you are a person who doesn't know this, or you're a child, the child will not go back and read this. So make sure that when you write something, if you mean a short vowel, simply just make it one A for fatha. If you have a long vowel, make a double A for long vowel. So instead of making kitab, make it kitab. And that's the way I use for when I teach the children the Quran. Sometimes there is no way to make them memorize the surah unless you write it in English. But you need to be careful with the ha and the ain and these letters. So what I do usually, it can help for those who teach the Quran, especially if the child is not home with you and they come to school once a week or so, they're going to need to do some memorizing at home. So what I do is I write the surah in English with the Tajweed sound, but I type instead of when I write ha alhamdu, that's how I do it. Maybe this is going to be something for teachers or parents if you want to write a surah in English. If I want to write alhamdu, I make it like this. Al, then I write a letter ha instead of H. Alhamdu. This way, this is for a child who already knows how to read the letters, who already know this is ha. Okay, alhamdu. Okay, when you want to write Rabbil Alameen, in Arabic it's going to be Rabb al-Alameen. There is Hamzat Wasl here. When you read it, it's different. So in Arabic I write for the children Rabbul, and then I write letter Ain. But Rabbul Alamin, it has long vowels, so I make double A. Rabbul A. Of course, there is a continuing here. La, one A. Meen is indicating this is a long vowel. So Alhamdu. The ha I write it in Arabic. Rabbul Ah, they know this is a long vowel. Ah, one for fatha and one for the long vowel. Lameen, ah, lameen, and so on. So this is only teaching grown up, not for children. But if you teaching a child and at home you just type the small surah and give it to the children, it helps better than writing. H with a symbol on top or Ain with a like whatever marks to make it. But this is for to start with the children till they can read the Quran on their own and then open the book and memorize the Quran. Okay, and that's it for today. And next week we are going to start something new. Of course, if you are following me at home, please, parents, do not rush this. Do not start lesson 3 unless they really have practiced maybe a month on this. They need to take their time. Even in the book, if you run out of exercise, believe me, you can erase it. Let them do it outside, maybe first on a paper. Don't write in a book. Maybe you can write on a paper outside. And keep repeating, keep reading a lot. And next week I will review a little bit short vowels and long vowels together to pull them together, and then I will start on the new lesson. Okay? But I will do the lesson first, then I will do the review. For now, till I see you inshallah next week, I say fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.